Now at 6 a.m. on WKYT this morning, a man wanted for 2 Lexington bank robberies has been arrested hundreds of miles away. Coming up, how police were able to connect him to the crimes.
2 people are at UK Hospital after an overnight shooting in southern Kentucky.
And we're looking for a lot going on later on the next couple of days. This morning, just a light wintry mix, trying to move on out. We'll go over your latest forecast, what you can expect coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Top of the morning to you from the WKYT News team, and welcome in as we have a wild week going as far as the weather's concerned. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. From the upper 50s today by 0. Hate to say it by the end of the week. Sorry. We have a few wild weather days, let's just say, ahead.
Strange. And we could see heavy rain leading to flooding before we pick up what could be several inches of snow and sleet. Meteorologist Micah Harris breaks down the threats on this first alert severe weather day as we get people prepared for all of this.
Yeah, I kind of like the intros that you guys have to do. It makes you say some bad news instead of me.
Right.
I'm not the only one that's the bearer of bad news, but here's what's going to happen. We have a light wintry mix outside this morning. It's not much, but it is there, and it's slowly but surely exiting the region, and once it moves on out, won't have to worry about too much. And here's the deal. We'll start in the 30s today, this morning, sitting at 32 degrees there in Lexington. We'll finish off at 58 degrees. Some of us in the lower 60s. It'll be really, really nice feeling, and you're not expecting a lot of rain during the day. Really comes tonight and into tomorrow morning. That's where the flood potential comes into effect. And not only that, we'll start to see that transition into snow and some sleet. I'm talking significant amounts of both. I'll show you how much you can expect in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit. We thank you. And with this heavy rain on the way, people who live in flood-prone areas say that they're already starting to keep a very close eye on weather.
Folks who live near Stoner Creek in Bourbon County say it doesn't take too much for that creek to rise over its banks. Heavy rain on top of melting snow can cause some major issues. That's why some folks there are taking precautions before the rain arrives.
We've got a tractor-trailer body standing by. We've got quite a few bikes on the property that we're worried about flooding out.
According to the National Weather Service, yesterday marked the 18th anniversary of the biggest flood in Stoner Creek's history. On that day, water levels were measured at 30 feet, which is 16 feet above average. Well, during this week of wild weather, we are your only source for accurate weather information on WKYT.com. You can take control of a First Alert Defender. You can also download the WKYT First Alert Defender Radar app for your iPad or smartphone.
And because of the impending weather, today's statewide tornado drill has been postponed. The drill will now be held on March 10th. State officials want everyone to take part. A tornado warning test message will be issued on that day. Again, March 10th, and warning sirens and weather alert radios will activate as part of the test to gear up for this spring's tornado season. A handful of schools remain closed this morning because of the weather, including one in central Kentucky. Scott County Middle School is closed today because of a lack of heat. Superintendent Patricia Putty says the repairs could not be made before the start of classes today. All other Scott County schools are open today. Now, we have a complete list of school closings and delays at WKYT.com.
In other news, a man and woman are in serious condition this morning after an overnight shooting. This one happened last night in East Bernstadt in Laurel County. Both victims were flown out to UK Hospital. WKYT's Sean Moody is there live this morning with the latest on the investigation.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. Investigators are still trying to figure out what led to this shooting, but emergency crews flew a man and a woman here to UK Hospital with serious injuries. A spokesman for the Laurel County Sheriff's Office said Pamela Newcomb and Ricky Eddie Eversole each have serious injuries. Investigators say they're still trying to get to the bottom of what started this. They say it happened at Newcomb's home in East Bernstadt shortly after 8 o'clock last night. They say it was some kind of altercation between Newcomb and Eversole, who deputies said may have been one of 2 people outside Newcomb's home. At some point, investigators said there was an exchange of gunfire and Newcomb was hit in the stomach, Eversole in the shoulder. They said emergency crews flew Newcomb to UK Hospital. Later Monday night, they said Eversole went to Somerset Hospital with a gunshot wound. He was also flown here to UK Hospital. Now, investigators again say the circumstances that led to this shooting are still not clear. That's something they'll continue to look into. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
All right, thanks so much, Sean. At least 2 people are on the run this morning in Louisville after a 10 and 17-year-old were both shot. The young victims were found last night in the Shawnee neighborhood. Louisville police say both victims were unconscious when they were taken to the hospital.
Lexington's Government Center will be closed again this morning because of an electrical fire. Sunday night's electrical fire started in the parking garage behind the building on Main Street. Mayor Jim Gray's office says contractors are installing new wiring in the historic building this morning. Again, city employees who work in the Government Center building should not show up for work today. All other city offices are open. New this morning, a man is in jail accused in 2 Lexington bank robberies. Cody Arnett was arrested yesterday in Georgia. WKYT's Mark Barber is live now to explain how police connected him to the crimes. And he's joining us with that report. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. The search for Cody Arnett began on December 16th when police say he robbed his second bank, the United Bank here on Harrodsburg Road. A description of the backpack that police say he put money in tied him to a robbery that happened 3 weeks earlier. After that bank, the People's Exchange Bank on Clays Mill Road was robbed in November. Investigators tell us they received multiple tips that Arnett was the robber. At that point, detectives say they tracked him to his home on Alta Avenue in Nicholasville and determined that the red truck he drove was spotted at one of the banks when it was hit. Police tell us investigators were on their way to his house when they saw him driving on Harrodsburg Road. We're told when they tried to stop him near the United Bank, his passenger got out, but Arnett took off. Police say the 29-year-old drove into oncoming traffic, blew through red lights, and nearly crashed into other cars while he was driving at speeds of more than 90 miles per hour. Officers say they gave up the chase because it became dangerous for other drivers. Investigators tell us that when they searched his home, they found pictures of money and a gun, as well as clothes that matched the description of the bank robber. Now, Arnett disappeared until he was arrested yesterday in Dawsonville, Georgia. We have calls into police there trying to figure out what led to his arrest. He is scheduled to be arraigned today on 2 counts of first-degree robbery, as well as fleeing or evading police. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. And Lexington police are still looking for 2 men behind a violent robbery at a tobacco store. The whole thing was caught on surveillance video. Police have issued an arrest warrant for one of the suspects, 30-year-old Darnell Thomas Jr. And coming up at 6:30, find out why the clerk thinks this crime may be connected to more than a dozen robberies around Lexington.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill once again face a Friday deadline to renew funding for the Homeland Security Department, or there could once again potentially be a partial shutdown. House Speaker John Boehner is leaving open the possibility the House might pass long-term funding that leaves out provisions to strip away President Barack Obama's executive actions on immigration. But Republican Congressman Steve King of Iowa is trying to prevent the bill from coming to the House floor. There's concern among some officials Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will make public some sensitive details of Iran nuclear talks when he addresses Congress today. Netanyahu says he's not in Washington to disrespect the president, and he says that reports of the demise of U.S.-Israel ties are just wrong. Israel is opposed to the U.S. working out a nuclear deal with Iran. No new date has been given yet for the execution of the only woman on Georgia's death row. The lethal injection was postponed last night because the drug appeared cloudy. 46-year-old Kelly Gissendanner was sentenced to death for the 1997 killing of her husband.
Well, we're looking outside and seeing kind of a dividing line of this light wintry mix. You look down toward the south and you see the greens, which that's not much. That's a little mist, a couple of sprinkles here and there. And then you look across the way, now starting to see that little complex fade away, really rolled right across I-64. And you are going to see a bit of a wintry mix out of that, slowly but surely edging on out of here. But look out for that. If you have any reports sent in my way, I'd love to kind of pass them along to you guys. 32 degrees there in Lexington. That goes for Danville, Richmond, Mount Sterling. Work your way southbound and we're in London, 38. That's why you saw the green instead of the pink shade there on Defender. It's because we're just seeing some sprinkles, some light rain. Now, that mix is going to be a possibility throughout, I would say, the next couple of hours, and then it slowly fades away, so it's not a major issue. I don't see that happening. Going in throughout the day, check that out. 58 degrees. Very mild temperatures. Hey, somebody I still believe will be right there in the lower 60s when it's all said and done. That's what happens when you get those gusty winds coming in out of the south and southwest. And look, during the day, you're talking about, which is today, you're talking about light rain here and there. It's not much. Overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, that's where we're talking about the heaviest rain. Then it changes into snow there into Wednesday afternoon. I would say afternoon time is more than likely the central and northern zones. And then as you work your way off through the day, late afternoon off into the evening hours, then you're talking about the southern and southeastern zones. It's going to be a high impact for snow. Significant snow expected in some locations. Sleet. This may be the most sleet I've ever seen in my life fall at one time. I mean, you're talking 2 to 3 inches of sleet. Think about that, on top of snow. And so when we throw out that weather map of showing there on my Facebook page or on WKYT's Facebook page, it's both of those together. I mean, you're going to get kind of packed in of both of those, that little combo. And travel, absolutely. When you have snow at high and sleet at high, travel is going to be high, especially there Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That's your best bet for some nasty travel. Your 7-day forecast, it looks like they're 58 today. It'll feel really, really good. Now, the winter storm comes into effect tomorrow. Remember, that snow really kicks off during the afternoon and off into the evening hours. Thursday, we're at 22 degrees. And here's the problem is you are maybe trying to travel there on Friday. You'll wake up at 0 degrees. You'll finish off at 28. So that snow that we have there on the ground won't really go anywhere anytime soon except for those snow plows. Now, as we get off into the weekend, we'll be in the 40s and maybe even squeezing in some 50s to start off the week next week. So the good news here, Bill, is that we're not really going to see a long period of time of cold air. And that's what we went through the past 2 weeks. It's just been treacherous for us because we can't get the snow out now.
Yeah, it just lingered.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So this time it goes on, right?
Yeah, it goes
Melts
on for
off.
2 or 3 days, and then I think it books its way on out.
All right, it's a crazy week, certainly. Our time this morning on WKYT is 6:11. Every morning we bring you weather and traffic together. And here's a look at what's happening out there on the roads this morning. Live drive traffic as we check right now, Nicholasville and Alumni. And it's quiet. Traffic is very light early this morning. We have no reports of any major problems. They will be doing some signal changes over in the Hamburg area along Alashiba Way at Sir Barton, as well as around I-75 there on Winchester Road, changing some of the timing, some of the signals that are over in that area. So just keep that in mind if you're out traveling about. Good to have you along. WKYT this morning, just getting started here on your Tuesday.
The money you're saving for college could help pay your cable bill. How Congress is trying to change the 529 college savings plan. Ahead.
And the Kentucky Wildcats look to keep their perfect winning streak alive in a game that could solidify Georgia's postseason run.